I read this great book titled Rich 20 Something by DiPiazza, and it was an amazing book. I really learned a lot of things, and I thought it would be worth sharing with you guys because I've learned so many things, from concepts, from mental strategies to how to start a business, and I really thought you could learn a thing or two. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenebu and I make videos to help women entrepreneurs to create their dream life and business with the right tools. So, why a book and why am I doing a book review? I really want to do more of these because I think reading is so important, and I pretty much say the same thing in every video. You need to read, you need to read, you need to read, right? So reading is amazing because it develops your mind. It helps you to pick the brain of people who were geniuses, who people who had problems and they solved them for us, and people who are really worth knowing from, right? So this book that I'm going to talk to you about is really one that I've really enjoyed because I bought it 4 years ago or 3 years ago, and I read it 3 times already. It gives you a guide on how to build a business, how to go from being broke to becoming free financially, and a lot of other actionable tips. So it's really a must have for me because I went through it times and times again, and like no matter how much time has passed from the last time I read it, it always remains true. So let me tell you what the story really is and for who this book is for. So first of all, I want to say that this book is for people who want to become entrepreneurs, for people who are really struggling, and I would say for beginners, because if you're much more advanced, I still think it is relevant for you. But I really think if you're a beginner, this book is for you. You absolutely need to buy it because the way Daniel structured his book, it started from where he was struggling. It started from the beginning where he was at his 9 to 5, and his manager was always on his butt, literally. Like he was always trying to tell him, "Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that," and that's where most of us start when we realize that we don't want that 9 to 5 life anymore. We are in this rut where we realize that this is no longer acceptable. You done. That's it. Like nobody else is going to tell you how to live your life. Nobody else is going to tell you whether or not you can go on vacation when you want, the amount of money that you can make, the amount of flexibility that you can have with your life. It was at that point, and that's where the book starts, from where he was and from a place where he was trying to get out of this rut. So that's how the book started, and I think it was so nice for him to start that way because that way it is relatable for us, people who are trying to become entrepreneurs, for people who are trying to go from here to there. In between, that's where you don't know what to do, and that's where it comes in because the book progresses with history of how he met influential people, with how he find the right business to start, and how he stuck with it, and he didn't let um, other stuff like procrastination or lack of belief hold him back. And that's what I really like this book. Now, I'm going to share with you the 3 things that I've really loved about this book. And the first one is that I really like his approach, that is really straightforward, is honest because he's been there, and I really appreciate that kind of honesty because there are some people online promoting that they can help you to become rich in 3 months, and I'm not saying it's not true, but most of the time it's not as easy as they make it out to be because most of the time it took them longer for them to achieve that results. In the first few years, I don't think that what they are able to do now in 3 months, they were able to do that in 3 months when they just started. So I want to say that Daniel is relevant. I really like his approach, that is honest and that is transparent. That's not a thing that a lot of people do nowadays. Number 2 was that this book was a step-by-step kind of action. You have some books and some classics that I really love, but they don't give you tips on how to start, and I'm the kind of person, if I don't have directives, I can go really far into something and I might head towards the wrong thing. So that's why I really like this book, because it tells you step A, step B, step C, and then result will be D or whatever. But I really like this approach because a lot of us, when we begin, we need directives because we don't really know what to do, we don't have any experience, and it makes it easier for us to head towards the right thing and to lose less time. The last thing that I really liked, and the third thing, is that there were a lot of interviews. I don't see a lot of books where you have the author actually interview other people in his book, and that's something I really appreciate in this book, because he had interviews from other entrepreneurs sharing the journey, sharing the tips and their biggest struggles. And I think this is so important because everybody's journey is different, and knowing what is coming to everyone is so beneficial in so many ways, because that way you know that this is what it is and there's no going away from that. Like in many interviews, you would see that people know what sacrifice means and they respect that, and a lot of us, we don't respect what sacrifice means and we don't want to do it. But that's something that's required when you want to become an entrepreneur. You have to sacrifice in means of time, in money, in resources, in the time that you spend with your family. One way or another, you will sacrifice something in order to get something else. You have to give in order to get. And that's something that I got from the many interviews that he did with the people in the book. Also, one thing I wish he did though was to interview more women, because mostly the majority of people he interviewed were guys. And I'm not saying it's not great, but I just wish there were more balance. But other than that, I really appreciate the interviews. In conclusion, I want to say that this book was a great book and I read it many times, and I think in the future I'm still going to go through it again and again and times again, because I think this book is one of the books that actually pass the test of time. No matter, like, if in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, I still think this book will be relevant, because there are some principles in business that don't change, and I really respect what he did with it. He really gave a lot of information. He really gave his personal story and his personal touch, so I really like that. I could really relate in so many ways to his story, so that's something that I really like, because there are some people, they tell you their story and you cannot relate and you cannot make the connection, and when you cannot make the connection, then you cannot replicate what they did. So I really liked that. And also, I really like that he was a blogger, because I was a blogger, so I know where he's coming from. He's a content creator, and I am too, as I'm making now YouTube videos. So I really like that this is actionable for me. If you're somebody that like and that's into creating content, whether it is on Instagram, YouTube, with blog posts or a podcast, I really think this book is for you. I lost the cover, so that's why I didn't want to show it too much. But yeah, I really think this book is great for you. So yeah, I think that was all for today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to let me know in the comment below which book are you into and what did you last read. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and yeah, I see you guys in the next video. Bye.